Okay.
Hopefully that's sweet. All right. So today will be our brief introduction to timpani. So some things to consider. Obviously, timpani are pretty wildly different than any of the other drums we play in their shape, in their material, and perhaps the most obvious is the fact that they are pedals and you can change the pitch of the drum by moving the pedal. So these are the only drums in our music that we always play with a definite pitch and have to worry about intonation with a large group of people. So that comes with time. What I'd like you to do for that is we'll start working on singing scales and such things later on. But for today, I sort of just want to go over some of the technical differences between playing timpani versus playing everything else. So, yeah, let's get started. We've been focusing on developing this nice grip for snare, where we come in and we try and keep our thumbs down and in. Well, with timpani, we're going to make it just a slight change to that. And again, this is just to maximize the rebound and open up the tone. So typically timpani is played what's called in French grip, where the thumb is on top, which means that all the fingers act much more like a lever than perhaps in this grip. So yeah, the mechanics are just slightly different. And then, obviously timpani mallets are different than any other mallet that we have too. The shaft is much thicker. It's more like a drumstick with a mallet on it rather than the mallets that we're used to. But that being said, just one thing to watch out for too. It looks like, what are those hangers?
Yes.
Sweet. Okay. Well, Vic Firth mallets are slightly different. The grip is actually here in the back. And so, but since you don't have those, find that fulcrum point where it naturally is. And then with the wrap, sometimes there's a little black dot. You want those facing you because otherwise you'll get a bad sound because that's where the stitching is. Sometimes you don't have that and you kind of have to find it and mark it yourself. Things to be aware of. So, all right, yeah, let's go ahead and let's just play 4 quarter notes and see what happens, okay? Just as you normally would. 2, ready, cool. So, that's all well and good. But with timpani, the consideration becomes much less focused on the stroke and much more focused on the lift.
Okay.
And so that's what I really want to talk about today. So depending on what we're doing and the motion that we need, we're going to use different types of lifts, and we're going to feel it from different points in our body. So let's just start with the most basic, which is the slow lift. And the idea is to use the entire arm, and you can even feel it into your back, to just draw the sound out, just like honey. that we're training ourselves to constantly be using that pulling motion to draw the sound out of the drums. So we up the tempo a little bit. Start focusing on this medium lift. Keep going. We see that the motion isn't necessarily focused all the way in the back anymore, but instead it can be focused in the forearm. We still just want to keep everything in our wrists and our fingers nice and loose. But you still want to think about lifting as much of that sound out. So, cool. Yeah, those are the 4 basic motions for playing the timpani. The last thing that we need to sort of just talk about before we get you on your way, is playing area and then rolls. So playing area, we usually like to keep right around here, which is about within 3 inches of the rim or so. And the reason is, as you travel in towards the drum, you kill more and more of the overtones. And you hear less and less of the actual pitch. It's here, right in the playing zone. It's nice, warm, and resonant. So, another thing to really consider once you're starting. So, then, when we do rolls, okay, so there's 2 things that sort of need to. It's the same as a single stroke roll that we talked about on snare drum. Okay, we never use doubles on timpani because it gives us a very inconsistent sound, and we never ever use buzzes unless it's specifically written for a special effect. But I've never seen that. So yeah, always single stroke roll. And we like to put the rolls over the lugs. Good. So yeah, the thing to think about is finding the roll speed that's going to make the sound most even, right? And there's 2 major factors that go into that. The first is the dynamic that you're playing at, and the second is the drum and where the tension of the head is on. So if I'm playing a soft roll, on one of these drums up top, I'm going to have to use a little bit faster roll speed than if I play a soft roll. Yeah. to get the same quality of sound. So that's about here, back here. Significantly slower.
Mm-hmm.
So things to think about, and then of course different dynamics. Really want to listen and see if you can find errors. And you're gonna have to just move those mouths a little faster to keep the energy up. Okay, great. So those are the basics to approaching these drums. This is a wonderful book written by John Beck that has all of these different exercises, and it talks about tuning, and it talks about everything that you would ever need. So I will get you a copy of these first 2 pages, and it goes over warming up, sort of just a couple of single hand exercises, and then we will go over the lifts, which are these etudes right here, which are all really, really nice. Cool.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.